Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a new high-level game of StarCraft 2. Today we have Jumy here in the bottom right on Dragon Skills playing versus Reynor in the top left playing for KaiZ Gaming, of course. It's going to be a Protoss versus Zerg game, a little bit of PvZ action. Isn't that what we all want in life? As Dragon Skills, one of the maps, look at that third base here, look at that. This is the Protoss nightmare. Jumy wakes up with sweat, like his back covered in sweat. The middle of the night, dreaming about this type of openness near your third base. You need like 15 gateways in order to wall this area. Then thinking about a fourth base, you can either take this bad boy, go for the line fort. That's not really viable either. Look at this, 2 freaking ramps leading into the line fort. Bam, this base has been cancelled. You're out, my friend. Forward fort, triangle fort, yeah, perhaps a possibility. There's 2 defensive ramps that you can use, but all of a sudden, boom, this angle is open for bailing rumbites into the third, into the natural, coming in a flank towards the back. So, yeah, this map is awful. It feels it feels very difficult to play on for Protoss, honestly. And that's the case with a lot of these new maps. They just feel darn difficult to play on against Zerg. Specifically, Protoss versus Zerg can be very difficult. We'll have to wait and see what the plans are here for Jumy. For Jumy, I should say, because his name is of course for Jumy, not just regular Jumy. I wonder who Jumy is. Who is he doing this for? Well, it's for Jumy, but... And what is his name then, if he isn't Jumy? Makes you wonder how he came up with the nickname. Always interesting to hear the stories behind the nicknames. Most of the time the story is relatively mediocre. It's like, oh, I was 9 and I needed a nickname to sign up for this website, and I opened a dictionary and I got the word cure. Like, well, that's fantastic. That's the story of majority of the Korean pro gamers, what I feel like. I watched a movie and the word Ragnarok was in there and I liked it. Personally, I'm a huge fan of nicknames that have very little syllables. I think single syllable words are the best. Zest, cure. I can't think of any others right now. I was like, ah, sure, Clem. There you go. It's a good one as well. Clem is a very good nickname, I think. 4 letters in general is beautiful. If you're going for a double syllable, I think it always needs to be an original word. 100% of the time. So Harstem is good. Serral, I never heard of. I think that's good as well. One of my favorite nicknames of all time is Zanster. Just sounds really good. Completely original word, doesn't mean anything. Zanster's story, I believe, was that he had to pick a nickname, so he used a random word generator on the internet. And then he kept going until he found something he liked. And he spent a little time on it and got Zanster. Fantastic nickname. I always thought it was a very good one. I think anything with triple syllables is going to be pretty garbage in general. Is there any triple syllable players that I can think of right now? Not really. I think Dark is also good. It's just a good name. That's why Dark sounds good, but something like Demon sounds really bad. Because it's double syllable and it's a non-original word. I think that's kind of the formula that we need to follow here. Double Adepts going in. We'll get a couple of kills here. When I say a couple of kills, they get 1 drone kill, I think 2 links as well. Pretty decent start here. Adepts try to shade away. Not so sure if they're going to be capable of doing that. Yes, they will be. They went on a little bit of a detour here. Lots of links actually being produced. So 2 links have been taken out and there's only 9 links remaining. Wait, this makes no sense. Okay, 3 links have been taken out and 9 links remaining. And now, uh-oh, it comes back. It hit in the corner, now came out and it's like, hello, my friend. How ready are you for this? And, well, let's face it, Reynor isn't very ready for this at all. 9 links all out of position. Good control here with this Oracle as well. As more and more drones are falling. Good start for Jumy. For Jumy. As he takes out 5 workers total. So 4 extra workers have been taken out. Lots of mining time lost as well. Links forced back home. Third base is a little bit delayed for Jumy. As he... Well, actually, I don't know why it's delayed. I think he was just floating a little bit of money. 432 is quite late. Loses an Oracle into the Spore as well, as he attempted to probably kill a couple extra workers. And yeah, Reynor wants to activate this Pulsar Beam. Wants to force to activate the Pulsar Beam, but I guess there was no energy on this, so kind of irrelevant. Probe gets taken out there. There's 2 more Adepts that got warped in. Forced Twilight as a follow-up. Stalker being warped, probably in the natural for some scout denial. We don't have any gas coming up here. Huh. Kind of feels to me like it almost has to be a charge build in that case. Another Little probe gets taken out. Oracle will need to activate its pulsar beam. No, as the pylon ends up falling. This is the second and the third Oracle, of course. Let's not forget about that. As this Overlord does get taken out. A couple of adepts make their way across the map. Do we have more links on the way? So far, not yet. Creep spread is honestly kind of mediocre here for Reynor, which is interesting because that tends to be one of his strong suits. Is that early game creep spread? It's not really kicking off quite yet. Robotics facility as the follow-up. Now we see gases 3 and 4 for Jumy, as these oracles are trying to get something done here, but instead it's the adept that actually get the damage in. Kill 2 more workers, perhaps going for 3. Double oracle now heading in towards the natural. There's no spore here whatsoever. That could be a massive issue. That is a massive issue. If this had been controlled a little bit better, I think 4 or 5 more workers would have gone down. Even now, I think you can get some damage. Another oracle falls though. 13 workers killed, but 2 oracles also die. That's not quite what you want. It is going to be charged. It is going to be +1. Not entirely how I expected it would go, but still similar enough that, you know, I feel at home with this build order. What Jumy is doing here. It's like, this looks okay. This actually looks okay. Has a Templar Archives on the way as well. Ooh. Bailing Nest and Evo Chamber. Do I like this? I don't know if I like this. Oh, it's gonna lose this Oracle as well. It's gonna be the 3rd Oracle loss. Yeah, there we go. Brings the workers killed up to 18, but the Oracles lost up to 3. The Oracle is such an important unit for Protoss, as it gives scouting information, which right now is not going to be super important, but what it does do, it provides a lot of safety against Ravager Bane pushes. If you have 3 Oracles out and your opponent pushes with Ravager Bane without Queen, they're gonna lose every single one of their Ravagers before the fight even happens. All you need to do is take care of the Banelings, and that is often actually possible. And honestly, Oracles are also fantastic against Banes and Lings, of course. Just in general, very high damage output against lots of different types of units. Ooh. Reynor tried going for a little bit of a gateway snipe there, didn't quite get it as his stasis ward gets thrown down in his 3rd base. Oh, this is the 4th. Yeah, this is the 4th Oracle. Also doesn't get anything done really. Let's get some scouting, I guess. We have a prism, we have a 4th base. Would love to see either Storm or a Robo Bay being thrown down at this point for some type of splash. Because it feels like continuing down this Archon path is almost always going to be a mistake. Huge fan of this Zealot setup as well. That's actually quite good. Might just walk into Overlord Vision though, and we'll need to piss back off here. Immediately Reynor splits off 5 roaches and says, "Not today, my friend." Prism just finished up, as we have still no splash. Yeah, I think this is a mistake here. Just lacking splash is almost always going to be a mistake, and it definitely is a mistake this time around here in this game. As we now have the centrifugal hooks about to finish up. We have +1 range about to come up as well. Supply is favorable here for Reynor. I don't think you can push into this. I just don't think you can. Often against roaches you can't push into it, and you need some type of splash against the roaches. Either disruptors, or you need something to deal with the banelings in the form of Storm. But this is just gonna get pushed back. Pick up here on that 2nd Archon. Both Archons stay alive. But this honestly is not going the way that Jumy had it planned. I don't think so. Zealot run by runs in. As a Zealot run by is supposed to, of course. As there's a massive Roach force right now knocking on Jumy's door. Well, the door is about to break down, I feel like. No Immortal anymore in the back to help out. Okay, new Immortal does pop out. That means that against some of these roaches you're gonna have a lot of damage output. Don't forget, this is relatively all in out of Reynor. Does not have a lot behind this. This is going to be a pretty tight hold here. As the Archon micro on the top side of my screen here seems okay-ish. 2 of them stay alive at least for now. 137 supply against 105. Level 2 upgrade is about to finish up, or at least halfway done here for Jumy. Storm starting as well. 13 more roaches are on the way, and this is why I would have loved seeing a Robo Bay over here. We do have a little bit of a worker transfer coming from somewhere. There we go. 8 workers heading towards that fort, as there's for some reason 10 Zealots on the map right now just running around. Literally the only thing that Jumy needs to do is not die right now, and usually that sounds pretty difficult, but with the eco position that he's in, I don't think it should be that hard. Can add a couple of workers as well if he wants to. Zealot run by hits the 3rd base, sees there's absolutely nothing here. that should be a clean indicator that perhaps keeping units at home is going to be the superior way, or using this Prism. Here we go. Prism in phasing mode is going to warp in 6 Zealots, and the moment this walks across the map, the moment this is about to hit over here, we see these Zealots hitting the main base, and that is a very fortunate timing for Jumy. Gonna keep his one Immortal alive as well. Almost loses a Templar there, but of course a Bile can't clear a Templar at once. A couple of workers get pulled away towards the fort base as this lair almost in trouble. Should be capable of surviving though, I think. No, it's actually gonna get taken out here. 122 supply against 182. It feels like the moves that Jumy is making right now are correct if he had 10, 12 more workers. But he's been doing it on a relatively low eco, so losing all these zealots is actually somewhat expensive. And he's continuing sending in zealots after zealot after zealot after zealot. But I'm not so sure if that's going to be enough. Because we have a big attack here coming in. What's the storm count currently? We have 5 Templar, I think 1 storm each at least. Okay. Banelings get taken out. Upgrades favorable as well here for Jumy. Triple Immortals in the back. 4 Archons. The quality of the army is extremely high. The one thing I just have to mention. It's just so high. It's cool to see. Triple Zealots now running in towards this fort base. Can we get a hold position here? Yes, perhaps we can. A couple more workers should die. Queen indeed gets taken out. Now we have a move out, which I do not agree with at all. You're fighting against a player on 68 workers. Yes, there's 8 gases, but they're not even being mined from. What is the point here? Just go up to your own 8 gases. There's no tech coming out whatsoever for Reynor. If Reynor is going to tech, most likely it will be into Lurker rather than anything else. So just stay at home. Fake move outs, maybe clear some creep. Use your Zealot run-bys, and Jumy is doing a very good job at that. Using those Zealot run-bys to keep his opponent at home. Make sure that, well, holy crap. This is freaking 15 Ravagers and 41 Roaches. This looks scary, but the moment you max out as a Protoss against this army is going to be complete balls. Like, legitimately balls. Once again, Zealots running in without a unit there to stop it. Spore will take out this War Prism, which is one of these rare things that almost never happens. Zealot run by here should be taken out by a couple of quick storms. Don't think you want to lose too many Zealots against that. There's a lot of Ravagers on the left side as well. Observer providing vision when it comes to that. Tunneling Claws on the way. Tunneling Claws is one of those upgrades that you get as a Zerg player if you believe you're better than your opponent, but currently you're behind and you want to change that a little bit, because often with Tunneling Claws you can actually make comebacks into games where perhaps it shouldn't quite be possible. Here goes Jumy on top of a ramp. Gonna walk into a couple of Biles, loses 1 Archon, perhaps. Well, so far actually pretty okay fight. Will lose that 1 Archon. There's a couple more Biles will end up hitting. Is there a new Prism out? There is a new Prism out. There's a 3rd Prism out already as well. Is this a... He keeps building Prisms. Look at this. This is the Prism Master. Big recall heading over towards that 3rd base. Or I guess this was the 4th. No, that was the 3rd actually. This is the 3rd. This is our 4th. Jumy wanting to push out here. Once again, completely unnecessary. Transition into carrier is the correct call. And that's what he's doing here. Sees the fact that there is the Tunneling Claws right now. As you can see the spiky needles changing color. Being a little bit more fluorescent. But yeah, this is actually dealing a lot of damage right now. Roach is in every single base. Jumy overstepping for a second, getting punished after being in firm control of this game for the past, well, 6-7 minutes. After that early game, now it's Reynor who seems to be back in control. Still only on 58 workers, but with a large bank. Can throw down that Spire if he wants to. Has spotted the fact that... No, hasn't spotted the Fleet Beacon yet, actually. But has taken out so many workers, I'm not even quite sure if it's going to matter. For Jumy, losing majority of his army on the map as well. Resources lost right now in favor of the Zerg player. This is something you never see. Zerg always loses, or almost always loses more against Protoss. But not this time around. A couple of Archons are morphing in, but they're slightly too late as, well, this battery can't quite heal them yet. Storms are trying to rain down on top of the Ravager force, but Ravager's just a little bit too fast over here. These Roaches can just burrow once more, and I think that's what Reynor is going to do. Yep, there we go. Roaches will piss off. Zealots over here get taken out. Look at that unit loss count here. 89 Zealots have gone down. Majority of those, of course, in these little run-bys. The 4 Oracles all dying had a major impact on this game as well. Definitely was not necessary to lose every single Oracle Having Oracles in this situation where there's no creep and this many Ravagers would just be huge. Even just rebuilding an Oracle here would probably be worth it. You can definitely snipe 1 or 2 Ravagers with that. Look at how low they are, all just standing in the back, and there's no creep, no Hydra, no Queen to defend them with. As more and more Biles are connecting with this army, Roach is still burrowed on the right side as well, and it feels like that Reynor with a primitive composition, the stick and the stone, takes out the more, well, definitely the more sophisticated composition that for Jumy went for, but it doesn't matter if you're very adept with the stick and the stone. Apparently, seems like Reynor's gonna end up picking up this game. Super battery here is spinning at a rapid pace, but simply too many units here. 30 more roads on the way, massive bank as well. Reynor not going for any transitions, although he could afford it. He's happy with the mass roaches, and he's going to continue being happy with that, I think, as well, more and more roaches streaming in will be taking out this fort base and march on towards that natural. As Jumy is getting to terms with his loss, of course, it's important to allow for a grieving period for the Protoss player that loses after being very far ahead. And that definitely was the case here. Almost came in clutch. GGG gets called as Jumy leaves the game. And that, my dear friends, is going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you, and bye-bye.